Hello people, what's going on? Draykke here, bringing another Minecraft tutorial. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at a 4-digit combination lock. It works 100% of the time, it's really resource light, and as you can see, the redstone's pretty simple, no hard concepts to understand or anything. Before we begin, I need to give credit where credit's due. The original creator of the design was CNB Minecraft, who made the first original version of it. Was a little bigger, redstone was more complicated, and then it was later redone by the Noob Nation Gaming, who made it more compact, more resource light, a little easier to understand, etc., etc. I've basically taken both designs, kind of combined elements from both of them, so mine is a little more compact, the redstone's much easier to understand, and overall I just, much better, because, so for this example, I just hooked it up to a door. The combination for this one's just 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. And then the door opens. And then if you get it wrong, within a certain amount of time, it'll just reset. So say I just type 1, 3, 4, not knowing what I'm doing. Nothing happens, and it will eventually reset. I'll reset. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so to begin building this, you're going to want to make a 3x7 wall. It can be a little bit smaller than this, but I like this size just because I didn't mean to do that. Just because it makes it look nice if you're putting it into a wall in your house. So, 3x7. Then you're going to want to take your buttons, place 4, skip over 2, and place another one. Actually, we're going to go over here, just because that way it doesn't interfere with the redstone. Then if you want to, you can go ahead and label these. I'm going to for the sake of the tutorial, because it makes it easier whenever you go to actually hook up the redstone for the buttons. And then this is going to be 4. And then this is going to be your reset button too, which we'll add in later. Alright. Now you're going to want to take 4 redstone torches and put on the back of the blocks with the buttons on them. Place 2 blocks like so. And then you can just place those there if you want to. You don't need them. And then place a redstone dust there. Redstone dust there. And now we're going to start building the trenches. Since this is up off the ground, you might want to lay down a little layer of blocks because it makes building easier. And you can take 4 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. And they all should be lit up from these torches. Then you're going to place blocks in front of the torches. And you're just going to repeat this pattern going all the way across until you get to 4 trenches, pretty much. Didn't mean to do that. And then 1 more. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Okay, now you're going to take redstone torches and you're going to put them on the top of all these blocks you just placed. Just like that. Okay, so now whenever you press a button on here, it should activate one of these rows of this redstone contraption, trench, whatever you want to call it. So if I press 1, it should activate the one on the furthest left and turn all the torches on. Yep. Then if I press 2, it should do the furthest right. If I press 3, it should do the middle left. If I press 4, it should do the middle right. Alright, so now you need to decide what you want your combination to be. For this tutorial, I'm just going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4 for the sake of simplicity. So, after you find that out, you want to put your pistons on the appropriate torches. Now think of each one of these rows as one of the digits of your combination. And then each one of these represents one of the numbers. So, your first digit, you want to go to the first row. And we know that the furthest left one is the first digit, so you're going to place a piston on top of it facing upwards. I can freaking click, right? Alright. And then you go to the second row for your second digit. We know 2 is over here, so I'm going to place 1 on top. Third row for third digit, we know 3 is right here. And then fourth row for fourth digit, we know 4 is there. Alrighty. Now just place gravel or sand on top of each one of these. And you can use sticky pistons too, but this just makes it a little more resource light, so it saves you a little bit. And now we're actually going to start up the wiring. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is place a block underneath the button for your reset button. And then place a repeater on top of that block. And then place a block in front of that repeater. And just place a torch on top of there. And then this is going to later be wired up to the automatic reset system, which we'll get to later, so if you want to, you can place blocks there for right now, but it really doesn't matter. So then you're going to place a block on top of there with a torch. And now, from this point on, your redstone's probably going to look a little bit different, because depending on where you put your pistons at, or where you put, the gravel and such for your combination, it will look a little bit different. The important thing is you just wire it up to the way it should look. So, I'm actually going to change mine, put a torch there, with a block, and a torch. And then, the essential concept you want to go for is just to wire these up to each other going across, and I'll show you what I mean. So you want to make sure that this wire is powered on, and you want to make sure there's always a repeater going into the gravel. And then from that point on, you just want to wire each block over to the next piston until you get to the very end. And yours will look different because it's going to be a different combination, unless you're using 1, 2, 3, 4, which I hope you're not. So, just wire it up like that, and then I'm going to place another block here, wire this up, repeater, and then this one I'm actually going to have to come out here towards the edge, that way I can get a repeater going into it, like so, okay? And then this right here is going to be your output line. So whatever you're powering, could be a piston door, a trap door, an iron door, whatever. This is what you're going to run to it. So just keep that in mind. You will never know what that jump cut was for. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put in the automatic reset system. You're going to want to put blocks coming off of the first digit of your combination, so that whenever they get the first digit right, it actually starts the timer of it. So you're going to place a redstone, and then after there, you're just going to place repeaters going all the way across. And set them all to max delay, otherwise it'll do like nothing at all. And you want to have a delay, because otherwise it won't work. And then here, you're going to place a piston just like that. So that when this block is powered, this piston will also be powered and activated. And you're going to put a block on that sticky piston. And bring this around. And you're going to put one down there, just like a little trench. And one up like there. And then just wire this down to your reset line that we originally built. And once again, yours might look a little bit different because your combination is going to be different, but as long as you got the essential idea, no big deal. Okay. I'm going to put a couple more repeaters here too, just because I can. And then you're going to want to run redstone wire into this trench, and then all the way down to your reset button. And then put a repeater going into the reset. And actually, that doesn't have to be delayed. You just put that on regular delay. Okay, so now this should work. So if I type in 1, 2, 3, 4, it should activate it, but I'm going to hook it up to something to make it a little bit more easier to see. We'll just put on a little, like, glowstone lamp or something. Not a redstone lamp. Made a tomato. Alrighty. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Just to know that it's working. So the combination, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the redstone light's on. So this entire system is now complete. It's fully functional, and whenever you, say this is a door you have hooked up, whenever you want to reset the door, you just press the reset button. It will send a pulse and reset everything. Alrighty, now I'll go ahead and explain how all this works. At this point in the video, you can just skip it if you don't want to hear it, but, you know, if you want to stick around, some people like how stuff works, so I'll explain it. Alrighty, we back. So, how this initial stuff works is, whenever you send a pulse down here, it sends off one of these redstone torches, ignites the piston, which raises up one of these. Now, since they are in a certain order, they have to be powered in order. So this is automatically powering anything. The first thing that has to be powered is this piece of gravel here. So you have to get the first digit right. And then the power will pass through to the next one. And then if you get that digit right, it'll pass through the next one. That digit right, it'll pass through the next one. And then it'll finally turn on the lamp or activate the door, or trap door, or iron door, or whatever you got set up. And then the reset system I've added works by taking that first redstone signal from the first digit of your combination. If they get that right, it just starts a timer. And then that timer will eventually loop around and just hit the reset button. It's basically like pressing the reset button, which sets the entire system all back again. But this piston at the end stops that redstone signal if the user gets the entire code right. And it knows that because this is the last digit of the combination. If they've gotten to this point, that means they've gotten them all. This gravel will be powered by that repeater, which not only powers your output line, but it will also power this piston, which fires this block and cuts off the redstone signal, so it cannot hit that reset button. And then essentially, that's all there is to it. So from that point on, you just walk through your door, whenever you're done, you hit the reset button, etc., etc. That's basically how the entire system works. Like I said, the original credit goes to CMB Minecraft and New Nation Gaming. They come up with this concept. I've just kind of reformed it, refined it, made it more resource light, did it my way. The design's a lot different than what they did. So, I give credit to them, but hope you liked the video. Hit that freaking like button down there. Helps out. Thanks, guys.